There are various methods how you can utilize in demographics, interest, and the behavior. One is you can directly put things over here from your own mind. If you can take a wild guess, so let's say that I want to target people who are interested in tea. I simply write tea. I do get options. All right, so there are so many people who are interested in tea. This is one way. Second is, if you remember what we did in audience insights, we found people based upon their interest, right? And we had food and drinks over there. So let's explore food and drinks. I'm going to drink. We have tea, coffee. People who prefer coffee can actually prefer tea. Energy drinks. So is it just like you must have heard a lot of people they say that they get energy by having tea. That's everything for them. So what would be the fine thing to select over here? Is they take tea, coffee. Avoid the energy drink from now. What else can we add? So this was a part of our interest. What about the demographics? Let's explore them one by one. So does education have to do anything with the liking of tea or not? The financial stature or the life events, parents or their relationship work? Do they have to do anything with a person having any preference towards tea? Parents or every kind of parent? If you have to select any of them, I mean, what age group of parents do you think would prefer tea? Maybe they're too tired of taking care of their children. Does relationship status matter over here? So, if I was actually doing advertisement for uh, people, who are into relationship, let's say that like if I was running advertisement for a restaurant who are going to have they're going to organize a dinner for this Valentine's Day. I could mark all the people who are into a relationship, who are married, just married, engaged, anything, right? That would have been the right time to target this advertisement. So over here, the best thing is interest. Let's check out what is there in behavior. Anybody's anniversary is about to come. If within what number of days? Consumer classification based upon their country. By the way, Turkey is one of the highest consuming country for tea, but unfortunately we cannot launch an ad over there. We can launch an ad, but not with this one because they have a separate language. Does digital activities have to do anything with tea? No. Mobile parts or anything. So it's all about interest, right? So let us just target interests. I'm going to cancel tea and coffee. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Let's put this back. I'll put tea. Then what else is actually related to tea? Who are these people who actually drink tea? If you have observed something, so we realize this thing before, we have seen it in audience insights. What is the population of Indians on Facebook? So we had 29 crore people actually in total. So if I select over here 13 to 65, 31 crore. Just a second, I should not include the kids. Yeah, so that's the actual population. So I have selected 23 as a age over here, and I'm left with 22 crore people, right? Now, out of 22 crore people, how many do I have who are interested in tea? Should I try green tea? You will realize this thing while studying LinkedIn too. If I add green tea, do you think is it going to make a difference? I have added the word tea. Do you think it is going to make any difference? I add it, and yes, it's an additional interest. It does make a difference. More than that, what is it that is also related to tea? People who often go for yoga would love to have tea. That does make a lot of sense. Now, likewise, you're going to put all your ideas over here, or you can take support from the browse option. You can go into interests. If you if you do not find any more ideas, you can go into suggestions. But this would be the last thing for me to, take you through. This should be the last option anybody should actually use. suggestions. So if I select green tea, does it make any difference? No, I'm still stuck over there. How about health and wellness? That's really wonderful. People would prefer green tea over there. Physical fitness. What is it that I can actually add from any of these? So you have to figure out all these things, and then you can go ahead to launch your ad. Now, out of you see 22 crore people, I have 5 crore 40 lakh individuals who will be interested in tea, and I'm not supposed to do anything much, but I'm just supposed to do brand awareness of my product over here. So even if I target individuals who are not interested in tea, but somehow might be there, like close relatives could be, or brand awareness is something which should be done for everybody, not just for selected people who are having similar interest only. But it also depends upon your budget too. So please be careful about that part too. Now, if I want to exclude any of some people out of it, then yes, I can utilize this option too. To what kind of languages? I'm never going to touch that. Connections, all every kind of people, but let's still show me what connections do they mean. If I want to connect through a page, friends, or apps, any events, this is what they mean by connections. Now comes the placement part. Placement would mean where do you want to display this advertisement. Automatic placements where Facebook is going to decide wherever your advertisements will be displayed. Whereas manual placements, you get to choose where your advertisements are going to appear. So yes, advertisements which are done through Facebook do go on Instagram too. So if you don't want it anywhere else, if you just want it on Facebook news feed itself, then this is what you can actually do. Now let me explain you one by one. Of course, Instagram, everybody knows what it means. I launch an ad from Facebook and it goes on to Instagram, or I can unselect everything and I can keep Instagram over here. Audience network are the third party channels who are associated with Facebook. Maybe their websites or their apps show the advertisements which I am going to launch. Then comes Messenger. Directly into your message box, these advertisements will be displayed. Plus, now in the newsfeed, wherein all this will be displayed and how they are going to appear. Do you want this advertisement in stories? I would not want it. As an in-stream ad, search-based ad, messages, article, apps and sites, you can make your choice and then you can proceed further. Where do you want these advertisements to be placed? Well, after that, what is ad recall left? Ad recall left, an estimate of people who might remember watching your ad within the 2 days of you have launched it, and it is pretty much limited to few objectives of Facebook. You talk about brand awareness, the engagement, or the video views. Well, after that, let's move on to the daily budget here. Now, there are two kinds of budget, the daily budget and lifetime budget. Well, specifically, of course, a daily budget would mean every day you are ready to spend a particular amount, whereas lifetime budget would mean you can actually start any the advertisement on a particular day and you can end it on whatsoever the day that you desire. So this advertisement starts at 23/5/2020. I can actually end it at 1st of 6 2020. It's Monday. Now, whatsoever the budget is being given over here, it's not like it's going to remain the same. I can optimize this one also. The minimum that I can go for is for 80 rupees, but including the taxes, I can make it for 90. Give an error. You spend up to. Your budget must be at least 535.7 on your ads may not be delivered. Please increase your budget for this ad set. So what if I decrease the number of days? It works. So let's just put 500 and run this ad for at least a week. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to show more options. So when will I get charged? Impressions. Now, things to understand: what is impression and what is reach. You see, when you deliver the ad, when you launch a particular ad, in the report set, two things will be calculated, that is reach and impression. Not just these two, but there are a lot. So reach and impression are the two. So what is reach and what is impression? You see, every time your advertisement is shown to a particular person, to any individual, it will be counted as an impression as well as a reach. So the difference between the two is reach is when the advertisement is shown to different individuals, whereas impression is the number of times it will be shown to a person. So let us say, for an example, ad was shown to four people. It will be counted as four reach and four impressions. Now, out of these four, let us say that like two of them refresh their Facebook and they get to see this advertisement again. Then reach is going to remain same, which was four, but the impressions will increase to six. Now, let us say the very same ad was seen by any other individual out of these four, one more person. Then reach will increase by one, which will become five, and the impressions will turn to seven. That's how the difference between reach and impression is calculated. So, how do you want to do the delivery type? When do I get charged on the impressions? Ad shooting run ads all the time. So, do I want to do that? No. I want my ads to be shown at a specific particular time. It's selected like this. Probably nobody is going to be on Facebook at somewhat around 3 o'clock in the morning, so I can set the standards over here. By default, delivery type for brand awareness is always standard. Over here, we are going to select the page by which our ad will be launched. All the pages that you are the admin of will be shown over here. You can select your page. When you go down, the kinds of advertisements, we have seen this thing already in the Creative Hub. We have different kind of advertisement, single image, carousel, video advertisement, collections, right? Which one do you want to go along with? So I'll select a single image ad. You want to add an instant experience, which is like on your mobile phone, a full screen experience will be given to a user. Now this is auto, it has been automatically picked up by Facebook for the ad. If I want, I can change this from here, and if you do not get the image, you will get the option edit image option or upload image. Now things to think about or to see about. First one is the primary text, which comes over here. Let us pick an advertisement and see if we can try to make a similar ad which meets all the categories. So this is a single image ad. This is the name of the page. The word sponsored identifies if it's an ad or not. And this is the primary text, whereas this is the URL and the description, the call to action button. This is the headline, the description is missing. So let us say I go over here and this is where we are going to add the URL and write the headline also for it. You put the brand name. Now, if anybody clicks on this ad, where do I want these people to go? So let us say that I pick up the example about Learn Digital Academy itself. Although you're supposed to launch it to the particular brand. So you have to choose the landing page over here, the kind of experience that you want to give to the customer. Once you're done with this, the last thing that you got to do is the call to action button. Well, your advertisement is ready. This is the Facebook pixels, which we already spoke about. A set of code given by Facebook, which you're going to go at the back end of your website. You're going to paste it over there under the tag called head, and it'll start to track how many people have visited through your ad. And you can actually go ahead and show them. Now about the pixels, so if you want to, connect your website with the Facebook, as I was talking about, Facebook giving you a set of code, how does it actually work? So you got to go into the events manager here, and you'll find options like set a pixel. Now over here, add code using a partner integration, which is simply, for your WordPress websites, or you talk about all the Joomla ones, whosoever your partner is. If you have a website of your own, manually add pixel code to website. This is where your code will be shown. You can copy it. You can go back at the back end of your website and you can paste it. If you do not know coding, the simplest is email instructions to the developer. So this set of code goes to your developer. You can go ahead and you can paste it from. Then Facebook starts to track everything of yours, and it's pretty much liable for your advertisements. Let us see a few more things about Facebook. How about we go into billing? Let's see how to add money and what about it. So this is where I'm going to see all the advertisements that I would have done, the amount billed for them, transaction numbers. I still have a prepaid balance of 259 rupees over here. All the ads that were taken place. Let's go into payment batch settings. Now this is the place where I can go ahead and add money. What are the various methods of paying money? Yes, your credit card, debit card. You can do it by your Facebook ad coupons, UPI also, net banking, Paytm. Now, one thing to integrate over here. So, suppose if I select Paytm and I want to continue, the rest of the method is pretty simple. There's a small setting over here which you must perform. So, let's take you through that. You gotta go into the menu and settings of the Chrome. When you go over here, you'll go to advanced settings. Once you have clicked on billing, payment settings, and then the ad accounts. Over here, you got to add account ID will be automatically be prepared for you, and you have already set your time zone and the currency. After that, you gotta add the business address of yourself, and then your GST and PAN number, which I'm not going to show you. Uh, these things are actually required for an ad to be launched. Let's explore another parts of Facebook. Shop locations, very well simple for any of your stores. You can add your location over here. Let's get into brand safety. You want to protect your brand from other advertisements coming over it, or any other content which might come over, or if you have launched any videos over which you do not want any other content to be coming up with. So let's see what kind of inventory do we have over here. Things to avoid for any brand seems to be any discriminations or racism, any violent speeches, right? You must try to preserve yourself from all those things. So what is the best thing that we can actually do? The instant video and instant articles on Facebook, I want them to be limited over. So there are three standards which have been kept by Facebook: full inventory, exclude content that is not suitable for monetization, and get the most reach. Now you see, the more your videos are being seen by people, the better chances of advertisements coming over it. Now, what will be excluded over here? Depiction of explicit sexual positions, excessive violence, hate speech towards a person or group, which is actually similar for almost all of them, but it's all about the standards. In the standard inventory, discussion of highly sexual topics or a depiction of major wounds, repeated use of strong language, which is pretty often with many web series coming up these days. The limited inventory, in this discussion of mildly suggestive topics, depiction of minor wounds, infrequent use of strong language. Now in this one, anything which comes over, you will not find something which is very much disturbing. So, how do you want to protect your brand? You can select one of them and you can go ahead. Then comes the block lists. You do not want any particular links or any pages to come over. You can create a block list for yourself over here. So I prepare a file for it. You drop the entire file over here, name the file, and that's it. Then publisher list where your ads could appear. Download this and you can get to see Facebook will be giving it to you in an Excel format. Download it and you can watch where and all your ads will be published. So it's a zip file over here. There will be totally 3 files including your audience network. The audience network, instant article, and then the in-stream videos. Take a moment. In your privacy and settings, you will find settings where you are supposed to go to pop-ups and redirects. When you go into pop-ups and redirects, you're supposed to allow a particular website with whatsoever you are connected with. So let's say that, like, I want HDFC Bank to open up with any other site. Just the similar way, I want the Paytm to integrate with Facebook currently. So I'll just simply go to add and put the website URL over here. Click upon add. What is going to happen is when I will continue with my Facebook payment over here, it will not create a problem if the pop-up does not go ahead. Let me just show it to you. Clicked upon Paytm, continue, click upon make payment, add money to you. See, please enable pop-ups and click on refresh to complete your purchase in the pop-up window. So I got to refresh that, I got to add the website of Paytm, and then only it is gonna pop up over here. What's the pop-up? The pop-up is going to ask me about my login credentials of Paytm, and then I'll be able to go ahead. Few more things about billing.